Hello everyone, Ishani here as a design team member of Craft Angles. I have a very interesting video for you where I'm stretching one of the Craft Angle stamp to make 3 cards which are entirely different and great ways to stretch any of your stamps that you may have. With Father's Day around the corner, I thought let's give you some ideas for making Father's Day cards. I'm using this stamp called Dad You Rock. The stamp is so unique and beautifully illustrated and nostalgic. It brings back one of the most beautiful childhood memories of a child when all the time she held the hands that she trusts that will never let her go. Let's see how we can stretch the stamp and make cards. For the first card I am using 110 pound Nina Sola white paper and I'll be doing some Copic coloring. I take my stamping platform and with alcohol friendly ink I stamp my image on the cardstock. I have not trimmed my card panel to the size that is required as I'll do it later once my coloring is finished. I have used some brown markers for the hair and sorry that I missed recording that part, but I will just speed up my coloring process as that's not the purpose of this video. I'll have the color number seen on the cap in case you're interested. You can use any coloring medium to color this image. You can use watercolors or pencil colors. I love clean and simple cards and I just wanted these 2 images to be the hero on my card. So without doing anything else to the background, I just go ahead and color my images. You could also do a scene of a beach with masking the images and sponging some sand and blue ink for the sea, or any other memory that this image may bring back to you. As I colored, I also managed to drop the blue ink on my father's leg. And so I'll have to fix it now by going over it with the blender pen to blend it away. Next time I'll be more careful while keeping my caps and keep them away from the cardstock. Have you checked my previous videos of stretching stamps? If not, you can check them up here or in the list of videos to give your stamp a new look and also take out more from it. Like how we say it in Hindi, ekdam paisa vasool ideas, which I think translates to more value for money ideas. I have been thinking and also sharing ideas on how you can stretch your stamps more creatively and in more ways. Here is also a reminder for you to subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber yet, so that you do not miss out on the crafts that we share and also ideas to stretch your supplies. One of the things that I like to do is ground my images with some shadows, and I'm using some neutral colors to make my shadows here. Now with coloring done, I'm going to use the stop folding A2 size note card that I have made from Craft Angle's old lace cardstock, and I'm going to cut out my front panel to a size which is a little smaller and leaves a little border around. I'm going to cut out this side of the paper in such a way that the leg of the girl is protruding out of the paper. This technique is called off the edge die cutting technique, but in this case we will just do fussy cutting of this little part of the image for a different look. I take a black pen and go over the white edges of my girl's feet, and then I take the sentiment from the same stamp set, and with the stamping platform I'm stamping it with the navy blue ink. With the front panel ready, I take foam sheet and cut it to the size of my front panel and adhere it with glue. And here is my first card, a very simple card, and you can stretch your stamp by fussy cutting or die cutting it off the edge for a little interest. Coming to the next card, I have taken watercolor paper. You can use any paper that you prefer for a bit of watercoloring. I am using Canson Montreal watercolor paper, and I'm going to use water-based markers. These are the ones which students use. It is Camlin brush pens, but you can use zigs or tombos or just do watercolor wash. I want to create a sunset sky, and I remember seeing a fellow card maker and my mentor Ardith do it a couple of years ago, and is my favorite way to get a quick sky background. I start with applying my various color pens directly on paper, and then with a white brush and clean water I go over it, and at the junctions I let the colors meet and blend. You could also take color and apply it directly with the brush too. And I'm not very happy with the purple sky, so I try to fix it by going over it with pink marker. I let my panel dry. And then I stamp my image with waterproof ink. And then I take a marker also by Camlin called Camlin Artist Brush Pen in black. You can use any waterproof marker. This pen is different from the one I used before for the background. Artist brush pens are waterproof. I'll link to all the supplies in the description box below and in the blog for you to check. So this background is for making a silhouette card. And until now, I must admit that I bought a couple of solid stamps just to do silhouette cards. Until I thought one day as I was drifting to sleep that why can't I just fill my image with black pen? And this project was the one I had to do a video of, and I thought it was just perfect for this image. Though I think now you can fill any image to make a silhouette card, maybe florals or a critter. And I'm really very proud of this idea. I'm not sure if it's common, but I haven't come across this way of silhouette stamping yet. If you know any artist who has done this, please let me know in the comments below so that I can see how differently and better they do this. To bring some more focus to my silhouette stamping, I thought let's create a little frame by inking the sides of the card. So I take some grey ink and go over the edges of the card with my craft angle blender brush. Then I take a side folding note card which has been made with midnight black craft angles cardstock, and with glue I adhere my silhouette panel over it. I've left my inside blank. You could use a white gel pen to write inside the card or use a white color paper that can be stuck inside so that the greetings can be written. I hope you like this idea of making a normal stamp a silhouette stamp and will try it yourself. Now that I had two cards with one stamp, I was thinking what could be the next way to stretch the stamp and make it look entirely different, and then I thought why not do some masking. I've taken natural white cardstock by Craft Angles for stamping here, and I figured out what will go where, and then I first stamp the girl's legs on top of my card panel, and along with that I stamp on a masking paper. I cut the mask and put it on my stamped image, and then I stamp my father's legs as if the girl's feet were on his feet. Do you remember all those times you've danced on your father's feet or walked around the house with him being your real feet and you taking support of his hands? And oh, this childhood memory. And now that my father's feet were also stamped, I take off my mask and I have the perfect image for what I had envisioned. Now for putting this piece of nostalgia on my card, I take a heart die and I'm going to cut my stamp image like so. And I have also die cut the letter D. For the card panel, I have taken sky blue cardstock by Craft Angles and I'm using a stencil called Hexagonal Stacks. And now with Salty Ocean Distress Oxide ink and my blender brush, I go over the stencil for a subtle background. I take a stamp for the sentiment and on a strip of paper I stamp it. I will trim it before I put it on my card. Then I stack my two alphabet D's together and also use foam tape just behind it so that I will be able to mount it on my blue stenciled background. I adhere my blue panel on a side folding card base made from natural white cardstock by Craft Angles, and I mount all my elements, letters and heart that make the word dad and the sentiment on foam tape. And here is a lovely card for your father reminding of your childhood with this beautiful card. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial packed with various techniques to stretch your stamps. Do not forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more awesome craft ideas. And also do not forget to comment down below which card did you like the most. Thank you very much for watching. Keep crafting and be safe. Bye bye.